Hi everyone and welcome to my gaming vlog. For today's video, I'm going to teach you how to play one of the most popular first-person shooting games right now called Valorant. So, let's get right into it. First of all, before we can play the game, we need to download it first. And this can be done by going to Riot's website, riotgames.com. Riot is the company that made Valorant and other popular games such as League of Legends or more commonly known as LoL. But for today, we'll be focusing on Valorant. So, after downloading and installing the game client, we just need to log in the game. Once you open the app, you can see different options you can use to log in such as Facebook, Google, and Apple. So, no need to register anymore and just use your other accounts. Once we log in, you'll be taken to the tutorial where you'll learn the basics of the game. But I'll be giving you a crash course to show you how the game is like without having to play it yet. Everything easy so far, right? So, let's get right into it. Well then, let's talk about the mechanics of the game. If you've played other shooting games before, whether it's a first-person or a third-person shooting game, then you most likely know how to move and shoot already, since most shooting games or games in general share the same moving and attacking mechanics. For those of you who don't know, I'll be explaining it right now. For moving, we use W to move forward, S to move backwards, D to move right, and A to move to the left. So, to make it easier, the position of your finger should be like this. Wait, let me get this. So it should be like this. Your index finger should be on top of the D key, your middle finger should be on top of the W key, and your ring finger should be on top of the A key. As for the S key, you can just use your middle finger and interchange between W and S depending on which way you want to go. Now, what about your pinky and thumb? Of course, they also have their respective places. Your pinky will be used to interchange between the shift key, which is for sprinting, and control key, which is used for crouching. Most shooting games has your character constantly sprinting, so you don't necessarily need to hold the shift key for the entire game. I mean, like, come on, who has the finger endurance to press and hold the shift key for like 30 minutes, which is the average time for one game? You probably have finger cramps before you can even see the enemy. So the most ideal position of your pinky should be on top of the control key. As for your thumb, it should be resting on top of the spacebar, which is mostly used for jumping. That's it for the position of your left hand. And as for your right hand, well, it should be obviously on top of your mouse. The mouse will be used to look around and aim using the crosshair in the middle of the screen as a guide. The positioning of fingers should be your index finger on top of the left click and your middle finger on top of the right click. The left click will be used to shoot and the right click to access the scope if your gun is equipped with a scope. If your mouse has a wheel in the middle, you can interchange your middle finger between the right click and the wheel button depending on the situation. The purpose of the wheel button is to change weapon. In most shooting games, you have your primary weapon, secondary weapon, a knife, and throwable items such as grenades, smoke bombs, or grenades. If you don't have a wheel button, you can use the number keys above the keyboard to change the weapons. In the order of the weapons is as follows. The number 1 key is used for the primary weapon, such as assault rifles, sniper rifles, or shotguns. The number 2 key is used for secondary weapons, which is usually handheld guns such as pistols or sawed-off shotguns. The number 3 key here is used to change to the knife. The number 4 key is for throwable items. Other shooting games also incorporate the number keys 5 and above. However, for Valorant, we will only need number keys 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now that we've got the basic mechanics of most shooting games, let's dive right into some of Valorant's unique traits or mechanics. Unlike other shooting games, Valorant does not only focus on shooting like other shooting games. The agents in Valorant have what you call abilities or skills. Wait a sec. Okay. These abilities include, but is not limited to, healing, smokes, teleportation, reviving, and etc. Most of the keyboard keys used in abilities are Q, C, E, and X, which is situated near your left hand, or the keys used for moving. Wait, give me a second. Okay. Okay. Suggested fingers to use in pressing these keys are your ring finger for the Q key, like this, your index finger for the E key, your index finger for the C key, and either your middle finger or your index finger for the X key, like this, if you can see it, or like this. You can choose between the two, whichever you're more comfortable with. Let's go back again. Okay, next, Valorant agents are also categorized based on their roles, such as initiators, controllers, duelists, and sentinels. There is really no need to explain this topic too deeply, since you'll learn the roles as you play the game. Valorant has 7 game modes. First, we have Unrated. Unrated is split in halves, where you are randomly assigned as the attacking team or defending team at the start of the game. The goal of the attacking team is to either plant the spike and wait for it to explode, or kill all the enemies on the opposing team. As for the defending team, it's the opposite. They need to protect 2 or 3 sites where the enemies can plant the spike. They will win if they kill all the enemies on the opposing team, prevent the spike from being planted till the timer runs out, or defuse the spike, which is when it is planted. As I've said earlier, one game is split in halves, and the first half will end after 12 rounds. After the first half, you will trade places with the other team, where you guys are now the attacking team if you were the defending team in the first half. The first team to win 13 rounds wins the game. The next game mode will be competitive. As the name suggests, competitive game mode is, well, much more competitive than Unrated, where it doesn't matter whether you win or lose. In competitive, you have ranks, and you will be allied and fight enemies similar to or closer to your rank. The goal of the game is the same with Unrated, with a difference of having ranks and potentially gaining a higher rank as you win, and dropping in ranks when you lose. Spike Rush is a faster paced game mode compared to the previous two, wherein you only need to win 4 rounds. It is still split by halves, where the first round ends after round 3. Next, we have Deathmatch. Deathmatch is a game mode where abilities are prohibited and you can only rely on your aiming skills. The game can have 12 players spawn in random locations on the map. Unlike the other 3 game modes where you only revive after each round, in Deathmatch you will revive a few seconds after death. The winning condition of the game is whoever kills 40 within 9 minutes, or who has the highest kill count as the timer ends. Next, we have 3 other rotating game modes that changes every patch. These are Escalation, Replication, and Snowball. These 3 game modes are not played as much as the other previous game modes mentioned, so you can just check them out yourself if you are interested and want to try them out. You can find informations about different agents, such as their names, abilities, roles, and background in the agents above the screen. In the collection option, you'll see the different guns you can buy in the game, and in the career, you'll be able to see your rank and information about your previous games. And that's about it. Those are the basic stuff you need to learn before playing Valorant. As for the rest, you'll learn them as you play. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and please leave a like and subscribe.